So a couple of days ago, I was on this trip to Spain and I was in this town called Malaga. It's an amazing place, right? I don't want to get into that, but I remember we're walking through one of the streets of this town, right? And we walk into a particular store. Now, in this store, you could buy lots of souvenirs, right? There were like lots of things. And right at the register, there was this guy sitting here. Now, this guy was rather old. He was probably around 50 years old, like had like this mean expression. I was like, so it's like, he didn't look very approachable. That's probably the best way to call it. And now, as I was in Spain, I kind of gave this challenge to myself. This little challenge to boost my confidence that I wanted to have my first conversation in Spanish. Because for the past year, I've been like fucking grinding Duolingo like every day. Like currently I'm on a 80-day streak, not gonna lie. It's pretty impressive for me, but yeah, I'm working hard on Spanish. I actually want to at least be able to speak in it. But I quickly noticed that when I tried to speaking somebody in Spanish, when I was actually out in Spain and I actually tried to communicate in that language for the first time, I struggled a lot. Right? I really struggled to actually get myself to do it. And this developed this bad mood, I guess, in which I was like, oh my God, I want to do that thing. But it's like, but all of these coping mechanisms flow into my mind, right? Suddenly I have to deal with this thought of, oh yeah, if you don't do it, you're not good enough. You're a fucking piece of shit. And I was just like, I like to visualize these thoughts as like little fucking gremlins that like run around your fucking mind. It's like, like you know those fucking goblins from Clash of Clans? That's how I imagine these thoughts. Not gonna lie, just like tiny, annoying, and they just like run around all the place. They're freaking annoying. That's the best word to use. But, my friend, if you are stuck in a bad mood, just like I was there, right? I was sitting there with a stupid mindset, like, oh, I need to do that. The only catch to the method that I wanted to share in this video is that the way you can instantly put yourself in a bad mood is by doing the thing that you don't want to do. It's just the downright truth. So here's what happened, right? I was walking through this store and I wanted to get a souvenir for myself, right? That's when I found this. Now I'm gonna try to like get it closer to the camera so you can see it. Pretty cool necklace, not gonna lie. And I wanted to buy it. That's when I walk up to this fucking guy at the register. Now, turns out that I was completely wrong. Because as I like pass the necklace to him, you know, he like does all this shit at the register. Suddenly, I just force a word out of my mouth. I literally just say some random fucking shit. Just like literally force my mouth to open. Damn, that sounded weird. And turns out, I actually like said something. I think I said, what did I say? My Spanish is pretty bad, but you have a pretty store. Like something random. I said something like, I shitted an idea out of my ass just to like start a conversation, right? And I remember once I actually like said something, once I finally got things going in the back of my mind, I felt such a relief. For some reason, right? I started a conversation with this guy. Now, suddenly, even his face, as soon as he heard a compliment about his store, he went from like this, you know, old man groggy look where he's always like, to like genuinely a big smile. Like a big Spanish smile on his face showed up, right? And as soon as I said that, like low-key, this is the funniest part. As soon as I said that, like the compliment to his store, he just started like he started yapping something in Spanish. I didn't understand anything. Like Spanish is a weird language, right? Because how do I say this? Different divisions of Spain have completely different accents. It's still Spanish, but like the dialect of Spanish is completely different. Everybody speaks Spanish differently based on the region, and some regions have a very harsh accent to understand. And this guy, I was in Andalusia, right? So I don't know if they have a tough like accent or not, but as soon as I gave him like the compliment, as soon as I said something, he was just like, oh, I remember I was like, yo, lo siento, amigo, adios. It's like, what the I don't even know what to talk about, but I remember by the end of it, I actually broke out of this negative feedback loop. I broke out of this negative mindset, this literally a loop, as I said. You're just draining yourself deeper and deeper and deeper. You're falling further into the rabbit hole. And the best way to break out is by doing the thing that you are afraid to do. It's this simple. It takes a lot of willpower, but once you finally just like force yourself to do it, sometimes you just have to like force your body to do things. You gotta use your discipline. And once you do, my friend, you'll feel such a relief. Honestly, you will feel such a relief. Now, for me personally, at least, another thing that helps me a lot of improving my mood is just speaking to people. I feel like what happened here is that like both the effects kind of apply at once, right? Because sometimes you could be having a shitty day, and all it takes is to make another person smile, and you'll have a smile too. Smiles are kind of like a virus. I really like to give this example because once you have a smile, it's very easy to put that smile on somebody else. Once you see somebody smiling, you can't help but to smile too, oftentimes, right? So I feel like these two things, but especially doing the thing that you don't want to do, that's what oftentimes increases your mood, right? Because we're often stuck in this mindset of, oh my God, I wish I could do this. I really wish I could just go out of my way and do that thing. But then when you ask yourself, okay, what is stopping me from doing that thing? Very often, once you actually start to dig in and start to analyze, oftentimes it's literally just your mind being a bitch. And I know this kind of advice sounds stupid from not the most masculine Andrew Tate looking guy, I'm not the next Hamza. That's not who I'm trying to be. I'm just being myself here. But still, just don't be a fucking bitch. I'm just gonna be the first one to tell you, right? It's like you need this type of advice. You need this type of advice. The reason why you feel back in the back of your mind, is because you a bitch. Oftentimes you're just a bitch and you're afraid to do the things that you should be doing. Oh no, he said a slur word. Now he's gonna get demonetized. At least I hope not, right? But yeah, that's pretty much it, my friend. If you want to talk to me directly whilst hanging around the absolute best community we have on the entire internet, join the Discord server. You'll get dozens of opportunities to talk to me, whether if that's through our text channels, group voice calls, even DMing me will most likely work. Trust me on that. Yeah, my friend, I don't want to waste your time. You can click all the videos if you want to get even more value out of this YouTube session you're having. And click the subscribe button too. I'll really appreciate it. And yeah, comment the word cat if you made it all the way here, and I'll see you in the next video. So take care.